With this coronavirus outbreak, you might be wondering if it's a good idea to still travel. Nobody nobody wants to get sick, but should we cancel our travel plans? The coronavirus has been dominating the news of late, and it's been making me think, as an almost 60-year-old, about my travel plans and my future travel. I guess I'm a little bit of a fatalist. If it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And whether it's going to be coronavirus or a plane crash or a car crash or anything that can happen to you, it's your time. But in saying that, we can still take some precautions. Coronavirus is definitely dominating the news cycle, and you can't look at any newspaper headlines without seeing something about the coronavirus. So there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of sensationalism out there as well. But it's definitely spreading to more countries. This coronavirus outbreak is having quite a detrimental effect on the tourism industry. Many of the groups that I belong to, travel groups that I belong to online, people are asking all the time whether they should cancel their travel. And a lot of the advice that they are getting from people is to go ahead and cancel the travel and postpone your holiday. And I'm not so sure that that is a good thing to do. But that is just my opinion. And I'm not a medical professional, I'm just someone who enjoys travel. And every few years there's something. I mean, we had SARS, we had the bird flu, we had the swine flu. And in fact, 3 years ago, I got the swine flu, and it wasn't very nice at all. And I had the respiratory problems and had to have a little ventilator. And that's not something I wish on anybody. But I don't know, it's just like there's all this hype now about the coronavirus, and people are scared of dying. And I suppose death can be a scary thing. Um, I suppose we're not all ready to die just yet. There's lots that we still want to do, but there's no guarantee that if you get it, you're going to die. And there's no guarantee that you're going to get it if you travel. And I suppose it's a very personal thing. Do you want to put your life on hold and cancel your plans just in case you might get this virus? And some people are saying that there's nothing to be afraid of, it's just like the flu. And other people are going completely in the opposite direction. And I suppose we have to take a little bit of the middle road over here. So you have to make sure that if you are traveling, that you are taking some precautions. And I don't mean precautions like wearing face masks. They apparently don't really help. you need to wash your hands constantly. And I'm not sure if stocking up on toilet paper is going to stop you from getting coronavirus either. Just wash those hands. One doesn't want to downplay the seriousness of this outbreak. And wherever you go online, you can see more information about the coronavirus outbreak. And I think the media are hyping it up quite a lot, I think, to get a lot of ratings. But at the same time, I think we have to take what they're saying seriously. And I think the best is to just be informed and read up about it, but just at the same time know that that media is going to sensationalize it a little bit so that they can get ratings, because the media is all about, I think, making money comes first, and yeah, passing on information to people comes second. But it does seem to be spreading. I mean, just look up more about it, read up more about it, and get informed. And definitely don't discriminate against people who might have come from Asia, because I've heard a little bit of that some people are not being very nice to people from Asia. Um, it's not something that they passing on to the rest of the world deliberately. I think you can't blame all people from Asia. So, just be careful out there. So if you're not supposed to touch your mouth, and I don't know, I think it's perfectly natural to touch your face and your mouth and your eyes, and I don't think you always realize that you're doing it. So I suppose all we can really do is make sure that our hands are exceptionally clean. But then if you're traveling and you go to the bathroom on the plane, or wherever you're putting your hand, you're going to the bathroom in the airport and you opening the door, your hand is touching the door. I don't know. I think it goes back to me being a fatalist. I think if you're meant to get it, you're going to get it no matter what precautions you take. I do feel, though, that if your health is not that great and you are over 60, maybe you should think about it. But then saying there's nothing to say that if you are in your 20s or 30s, you can't carry the virus. You might not have it really badly yourself, but you can then come back from holiday and visit your grandparents, just go to the supermarket and stand behind an old person in the queue, and you can pass it on that way. So you got to think about, I suppose, yeah, not being, are you being selfish if you still go on holiday and you bring back the virus and you don't actually really suffer from it yourself, but you carrying it? I think at this stage we don't really know enough. And at the end of the day, it's a personal choice. And I think if someone decides that they still want to go ahead with their travel plans, I don't think you can diss them or troll them or make nasty comments. That's their personal choice. And if someone decides to cancel their plans, that's their personal choice. And I don't think you don't know what their story is and where they're coming from. So don't make mean comments about people who decide to cancel trips because of this virus or go ahead with it. I think when people say, "Oh, but more people died of the flu," we don't know what's still coming in the future. We don't know. I mean, this might die out next week. It might carry on for months. It might carry on for years. When I caught swine flu, it was a couple of years after it was that whole big, epidemic around the world as well. So we just don't know. So I just thought I would share my thoughts on this whole coronavirus and traveling. And it's just, if you're going to go ahead with your traveling, just be careful. And if you're going to delay your traveling, that's your choice. I do feel for all the hotels and places that rely on tourism that are seeing a dramatic drop in tourists coming and losing a lot of money, and some of them going bankrupt as a result. But these things happen, and it's part of life. And look at me, I was touching my head and my face, but anyway. So those are just my thoughts on coronavirus. So once again, if you can comment below, what are your thoughts on traveling with coronavirus? Not traveling with it, hopefully, but traveling while all this is going on in the news. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on my next adventure.